Hey boys and girls, Mr. Gann here. Today we're going to be learning about a little bit about Walery Kandinsky, and he's a Russian artist, and he's what we call an abstract artist, and he made a lot of, most of his pictures were very colorful. Most of his pictures were not pictures of objects like people or faces. He might have done a few of those, but the ones we're going to look at are what we call abstract art, where there's nothing recognizable besides colors and shapes inside of the picture. Here's the first one here from 1910, so a little bit more than 100 years ago, when abstract art was it was a new thing. It was brand new, nobody had ever done it before, and he was one of the originators of what we call abstract art. And you can see that he has lots of colors. This almost looks like a rainbow shape, even though it might just be colors. It may not be an actual rainbow, but it does kind of look like a rainbow in a way. So basically, he uses a lot of black to kind of like, almost like outline in a way. Some of the shapes, he outlines them and uses very bright colors, kind of experimental in a way. Let's look at another one of his. So this one was from a little bit later than the first one. This one I believe was like 1920s. I forgot to put the date there, but you can see that his shapes are a lot tighter. His shapes have become more geometric shapes, but then he also has that black still going through his pictures and kind of outlining these shapes. But he also used kind of like the same technique of going from one color to another color. We call that blending. And we've been kind of studying that a little bit with even the Valentine's Day heart that you were making, where you blended the colors from light to dark. So he didn't forget about that. He's still doing that, but he's doing it a little bit more subtle, not so obvious. And you can see that these harder shapes are not blended as much, but a little bit of blending is happening there also. So basically, you're going to be making a picture that is going to be an abstract picture about colors and shapes, not necessarily objects. We're not trying to draw a picture of an apple, okay? We're just doing colors and shapes, and I'm going to tell you about the technique that we're going to try. Here's another one of his. This one's a little harder to see on the screen. This one's called Swinging, 1925. You can see that he's doing the blending techniques, but also he has those hard edge shapes, geometric shapes in his picture that he's used. And if you're looking at this artwork, your eye's going to want to travel all the way around the picture. He filled in all the space. So that's the kind of things that you want to do with your abstract artwork too. Is you don't just want to put everything on one corner. You want to put it throughout the whole shape, throughout the whole picture. Now I have one example to show you, and I'm going to tell you how we did this one. This one we started with using glue that had been mixed with a little bit of ink. Now you can do this at home if you have the materials. If you have white Elmer's glue and you have an old marker, you can actually take the marker apart. Inside there's a ink. Make sure your parents are with you though. So I don't want you doing this without them knowing. But you would take the ink out of the marker and actually put it into the glue bottle. And the glue bottle's, it's going to stay that way. You can't go back and make it white again. But white Elmer's glue, I've seen it done where they take the marker, they take the little ink thing out of the marker, like even a Crayola marker, put it inside of the glue bottle, and then like turn the glue blue or pink or whatever they were trying to do. What I do here at school is I mix just a little bit of ink, black ink, with the glue, so it makes what I call black glue, and we draw with it. So that's what we're gonna draw with this black glue. If you don't want to use glue, that's fine. You can use a black marker, a black crayon, something to kind of make your shapes. Then you're gonna come back and paint around and inside of your shape. One other thing that was done with this picture was when they were watercoloring, there was a little bit of salt added to it. So when you watercolored, it kind of it messed with the paint a little bit to make it look kind of bubbly there. So that's one other thing you can try if you don't want to try the black glue or the colored glue. Put a little salt, just a little bit when you're painting with your watercolors. And so that might help get some cool effects. And that's how we did this one. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to do an abstract picture, not trying to find objects, not trying to paint a face or a heart. We're just shapes and colors, okay? And thank you for watching. And please turn it into the Schoology as you've been doing. You've been doing a very good job of doing that. Thanks.